call you guys and see if I'm pretty sure you heard about the YouTubers in Las Vegas. I just saw a really crazy video and a detailed video because I initially thought that it was about a copyright strike, but no, it was like way deeper than that. Oh, it sounds so good to hear the birds chirping out here and no sirens. Sidebar, because there's a lot of protests and riots going on out here, and the freeways you can hear the fire departments, the ambulance, the marshals, everybody just driving all day. So it's pretty quiet this morning in the city, and I'm happy about that. So, there's a guy on YouTube named Moxie, and he has like dreadlocks on top of his head. I think it's called Moxie Approved. He has like almost 1 million followers. So, he did a video about the guy. Hey, and the YouTubers were not just arguing over a copyright strike. Face it, Dreamer. They were arguing over like a friendship. Were friends. So one guy, his name was Manny, and the other guy, his name was Bubbly. So funny names. So they were like in Vegas hanging out, and it was their anniversary, and they were live streaming everything. But what led up to that, the guy, Manny, was a subscriber initially of Bubbly's, and I think his page was Sin City Manny. So he was a subscriber, a moderator, and he ended up having a disagreement with Bubbly. He started his own page and started going against him. So they would have like battles. He would have unsubscribe parties and have hundreds of people unsubscribe from his page, and get his channels terminated. And every time the guy would start a new channel, they would get it terminated. So like it was just like getting into their real lives. Not only that, he found out the guy lived in Vegas, and he called the housing authority to get him and his family evicted from their home. So, and also, he found out the guy was cheating on his wife and exposed it on his channel. So he was just like hitting this guy from every angle, his family, his housing, his channels, and trolling, as the kids say, like trolling him. So him and his wife decides to go to Vegas for their anniversary. They're live streaming and showing everyone where they are. This guy starts looking for them. He's live streaming at the same time. And he walks up, you can see the videos online. He like casually walks up, and the wife, she notices and she kind of intercepts, like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, hey, hey. And he just pewed her husband. Like, and have you ever been to Las Vegas? The strip is like so full. Hey, Nick. The strip is like busy, busy, busy. So he turned around and also pewed the wife on the strip, and then just walked away. Eddie. So it was just kind of crazy that not just a YouTube strike led to that, but a whole like battle and war between the guys. Nick, you be good. No, I'm a little skinny thing. But they were battling in real life. So it's so sad that they ended up passing away on their anniversary, like together. But it was not just over a copyright strike. Hey, have you guys heard about what's going on out here in California, in Los Angeles? It is going crazy out here, but it's really quiet out here, so I'm enjoying the birds chirping and the peace right now. Everything is so quiet and peaceful. But I was just talking about that Las Vegas pewing with the YouTubers. It was really, really, really interesting. So I just want to call you guys and see if you heard about that, and check in with you guys. Sarah has court coming up. I cannot wait. I have been catching up on all of the messages between her and Lana and everyone. The Delphins are full of it. Do you think that too? Because where's the documentary? What's going on? I want to see the footage and what's going on, what happened behind the scenes during the pretrial. I would love to see. And where is James? I still would love to know where James is. He's still MIA. So Tanika will be attending the family law case, and that I'm so excited about. Can't wait. So we can get like a upfront eye, front row detailed description, step by step of how Sarah is, what she's doing, and everything. So I can't wait for that. But today I'm gonna go over some family law documents, and I think she got a grievance, so that's what we're gonna go over today. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about that. The one right move James made was disappearing from the spotlight. Because he would be getting, he's already cemented in history with Sarah's case, but yeah, you're right, because he disappeared, so he can't catch any backlash. He can't catch any backlash right now because people want somebody to blame, and he probably would be one, but he really did us all a favor. So, hey, Pinky. Just checking in out here. You know what's going on in LA. So I was just checking in because it's a nice quiet morning today. And I'm catching up on some family law stuff with Sarah. We got to check on that grievance. And I've read everything already, but I can't go ahead. I want to just stay on pace with you guys, you know, so I don't jump ahead. But she is a mess. Poor Sarah. The Manny and Bubbly, the YouTubers, the two YouTubers, I'm still looking into that story, but the guy, Manny, he went to court. He is claiming self-defense, even though he walked up to the couple and pew-pewed them and kind of hunted them down. He's claiming self-defense, but I think it's because of the harassment that he was receiving. So hey, I'm just shy, so I don't comment. Oh, hello, been watching you. Thank you, Pop Sugar. I used to be like that too on YouTube. Like, I would never, ever, ever comment. But once I started like creating content, you guys forced me out of my shell. Like, you guys forced me out of my shell. So now I'm like commenting and talking to people and stuff. So thank you for your comment. I really appreciate that. Come back and see me sometime. Yeah, I used to like literally use you should know, like the AI voice at first because I was just like kind of nervous and didn't even want to, but you guys really pulled me out. You're not familiar with the situation? The two YouTubers, and I think one had like 14,000 followers and the other had like 5,000 followers. And he was a moderator initially, and they had a disagreement. And he started becoming an enemy. They would battle on YouTube and get each other's channels demonetized and terminated and restart channels. And they had like a battle. And then they started getting into each other's real lives, like reporting each other to like housing authorities and their jobs and getting each other fired. And like it just got into their real lives. And the guy from Vegas, he pew-pewed the other couple, the other YouTube couple, live streaming on TV. So it was just, but the news made it kind of seem like it was about a copyright strike. So I was just thinking like, wow, that's kind of deep. There, somebody got pew-pewed over a copyright strike, but it was like way deeper. The people were like, they had took it off of YouTube into their real lives. So it was just a little crazy. I think the guy on YouTube that I watch, his name is Moxie Approved. He has like a cool little dreadlock ponytail thing on the top, and he's cool. So I watched that, but he's like, yeah, I made it. Look at you, gorgeous. Oh, thank you so much, Pam. What? Yes, he took their lives. The wife and the husband had their phones on the tripod enjoying Vegas on the strip. If you've ever been, you know, it's like hundreds of people walking around and they're drinking and enjoying themselves and they're just having fun. And then the wife, she sees the guy and he walks up to the husband and he just pew, 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 pew. And the wife, I don't know if she was nervous or shocked, but she went and grabbed the phone, and she's just like, "What are you doing? Are you serious?" And then he turned on her and pew pewed her, like on the strip, and he was not caught. They didn't even catch him. He turned himself in later. So that was interesting because Vegas is so crowded and busy, and there's like a lot of undercover police officers in like those little Hawaiian shirts, you know, like looking like cool tourists and hanging out, but they're like undercover cops. So I'm shocked that the guy didn't even get caught. He just casually walked away after pew pewing two people, and it was their anniversary. That's what just made it so sad, you know, like but yes, it's too many people. And I think, as a matter of fact, it's true. A person who was not involved, an innocent bystander, got pew pew too. It wasn't life threatening, but they were just standing there. So I'm pretty sure he's facing like a lot of time, or like, yeah, that's like an double M charge, but he's claiming self-defense because the guy was harassing him online. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see about that. What else is going on in the YouTube streets today? Anything else that we should talk about? Hi, Detective Wobafit. I love to see you guys when I need to go live more often and figure that out so I can talk to you guys a lot. I love to hang out with you guys, especially in the comments. You guys keep me cracking up. That's why I always try to include your comments in my videos sometimes, because it's just you guys come up with the best stuff. It's like, especially with Sarah. Uh, yeah, you do. Oh, okay. I am. Like at nighttime, maybe I'll figure out a time and then just like call you guys and check in with you. Yes, do more lives would be awesome. Lori Vallow, yeah. So is this like the third guilty that we got for her? I'm so happy that this is finally going to be over with her. Oh, thank you, Detective. I just heard that Peter, the lawyer, is helping Sarah with family court. Really? Peter. Peter. I'm a big fan. Gigi, thank you. Was watching your video on Sarah and saw this. Thank you. I just called you guys to talk about that Vegas thing and see what was going on. But yes, Lori, I'm so happy that she got her guilty verdict, and that judge wasn't playing with her this time. He was like serious. You know. Thank you, Gigi. So sweet. Good morning. I caught alive. Yes, yay, we caught alive. Is that true? Do you know? I don't know. Who else has heard about Peter? I was just asking about the Delphines. Like, what happened with the documentary? Are we going to get to see the behind the scenes? Like, since we've read all the drama, I would love to see what they filmed. You know, were they just like full of it? The lawyer, Peter. It could be the lawyer, Peter, or from the Peter from the Delphines. But if it's the lawyer, Peter, I know Sarah is so happy because she was crushing on him. Her and Lana was crushing on him. Like, Lana, they were crushing on him. That judge was Cranick level patient. Yes, yes, I miss Judge Cranick. Yes, why is Peter communicating with Sarah? You remember that the Delphine said they had access to 5 YouTube pages that had access to over 5 million true crime people, but they didn't name the pages that they had access to. Maybe he's one of them. The wind knocked out Lori's sales. Yes, I love your channel. You do such an amazing job. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Peter Gunthel from the Delphines. Okay, yes, it's Peter from the Delphines. Yes, okay, not Peter from the lawyer. If that's the Peter, views in my opinion. Peter frustrates me so much. He is so handsome, though. Yes, yes, yes. What about the other guy, mentor lawyer? She just never moved forward with him, right? She didn't like him too much. Okay, thank you, Detective Wilbert. I wanted to be sure which Peter it is. Yes, because that could have been confusing. Because if it was the lawyer, we would have been wondering what was going on with that. Why was he helping her? We kind of don't want anyone to help Sarah. She has no one to help her now. Lana was her private, public, what is it, her assistant. She was like her personal assistant. She lived and breathed Sarah. Can you guys still see me? Because the light is out. Can you guys still see me? The sun looks like it's coming out a little more. I don't know if you guys can see me. That's good. I don't want Sarah to get that win. I hope that I think it's the 25th, I hope that she does not get a dime from Brian. And I hope that little man is able to just walk in and simply say, like, hey, I don't want to go to a jail. I'll just, build a relationship with my mom after I'm an adult. I think that would just that would just eliminate everything. Yes, you have a holy light. The stress of Sarah's helped Lana's the stress, in my opinion, the stress of Sarah helped Lana's demise. That I totally agree with. The messages, I think the episode 24 we just read, it was Lana's dad's birthday, and she said initially, I'm going to take a break today, just to mourn my dad, and I can't help you today. She still spent the whole day helping Sarah with her little devious stuff, So I do agree with that. It did I don't think that was good for her spirit. Do we know Sarah got into what we got? Sarah, we're going to go over that today. I got the grievance. I got the documents today. I will read that today to you guys so that we can see what she got into it about. But, Sarah likes to stand up for her rights. She wants to stand up for herself. So you never know. It could be something big or small. But I know, but I'm not going to tell you guys yet and spoil it. I agree too, yes. You agree? At Pamela line, if she cared about her son, she would have taken that plea deal. I know. Just as a parent, I can't. Literally 5 or 8 years. All for nothing, Lana. All on a lie. Yes, poor Lana. And not that I feel bad for Lana or anything. It's just that she's passed away. So, I don't want to speak ill of her, but yes, yes. And I know a lot of you guys feel a way about her and Tanika meeting and everything. And, so but to me, Tanika's like doing investigative work. She's getting all the information for us. She's even going to the family law case. So I'm glad that she's getting all the info because we wouldn't know a lot of this stuff if she didn't get so close to the case. So, and she didn't put anybody in a suitcase. So be easy on her. And they much appreciated. Tanika rocked it. Yes, yes. She rocked it. Sarah is. Does Sarah know what Tanika looks like? Will she know that Tanika's in the courtroom? Will she know that that's her? Is what I want to know. Would she have saw a picture of her, or like would she know that that's Tanika there? I want to know that. I'd be wanting to reconnect with my children, not to think about myself as a mom, but she sickens me. I know, same, same. And this is her final fight. So after this is her final fight. And she was compassionate towards Lana. She exposed Lana to the real Sarah. Oh, did she? Did she? Do we think that Lana was oblivious to Sarah? I think that Tanika probably just made Lana actually feel bad or was accountable. Like, hey, Lana, you see what's going on here. Like, once it's in your face, she couldn't deny it anymore. She couldn't deny it anymore that Sarah was a bad person. Yeah, a bad person. A bad person. And I'm here or much am I? Yes. Do you guys think that before Lana passed away that she had a change of heart? Sarah took advantage of Lana's big heart. Sarah has a way of taking advantage of people. You are so right. The is it the way she talks to the like the I need you, you're beautiful. Is like is that how she ropes people in? Because not just Lana, she like the Delphines, like all of these people seem to be attracted to her. What is it about her? Nah, I like Tanika, but Lana is still a creep in my opinion. Tony, I agree. I agree. I love Tanika, and Lana is a creep. Lana got caught in the narcissist web. She did. She did. And being at home with nothing to do, being bored. You know, I think people have been obsessed with true crime like for years. You know, like when I was younger, I used to remember people would like want to marry those like Manson and those type of people and write them, and they would have fan clubs. So maybe Lana's that type of person. I love Tanika. She has compassion for Lana. I'm not sure how I feel about Lana, but glad her last days weren't spent on Sarah. Agree. I am glad too. Yes. Even if it wasn't for against her will, I'm glad that she was able to spend her last days free of being Sarah's assistant. Yes. She is a master love bomber. Yes, she is. Sometimes when I'm reading her messages, I have her run on sentences and then her short sentences and then like her grammar. And it's so cheesy, you know, like, oh, so Lana just wanted company and drama to give her purpose. Yes, Jason. Yes, that's what I'm. She's at home in Minnesota, maybe bored, you know, like wheelchair bound. But she initially said that she was going to go for Team Brian. What made her change? She said that she was going to go for Brian initially, and then she just switched and said, "But Sarah, you're the person I wanted to know." Empaths are a five-star meal for narcissists. Yes, she ate her right up, and she was stuck. Here, you are so right about that. Yes, know that futuristically, 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 and I like. Who are you? Who are you? Be beautiful. I like be. Who are you? You guys hear the sirens? You guys, I passed by a construction site this morning that's usually like full of people. There were literally like two men working on the whole big building alone by themselves. I was like, but today the city is pretty quiet. It's really quiet. Sarah just doesn't get the fact of punishment. She thinks it's okay for her to just move on. She thought using that word made her look like a genius. A lot of those words. But yes, Pam, she really does. Even with her son, she pretty much acts like if she has a relationship with him, it's going to be like a normal one. But he would have to come to a prison facility to bond with her. So that's kind of scary. As an adult, that's scary for me to go to a prison. So, you know, a child, that's kind of, you know, selfish of her. But even when she was talking about the correctional officer that makes her pack it up and get all of her belongings and move them away and sit there for hours, someone in my comments said that sounds like prison, Sarah. I'm like, well, yeah, it sounds like prison. What else could she do? Ridiculous. Ridiculous, as Sarah says. Yes. Sirens pass by my house here at the same time. Really? Hey, neighbor. Hey. Sarah still thinks she's famous, not for the baseball bat and suitcase. You know, Ken to suitcase. Ken to suitcase. Sarah does think she's famous, but as I read the messages, I can see why. She had like all of these people making her feel important. They were like wanting to do documentaries and movies and wardrobe and hair and makeup and, and all of this stuff. And then she wanted special treatment because she's like, oh, I have a heart condition, I'm diabetic, I'm this, I need special snack. Like, she really thought that, then she had the personal assistant, Lana. She had people at her beck and call. Jalen, the former correctional officer that was like calling the corporal, they were making calls. And so she probably felt important or more important than what was really going on at the time, which is fighting for your freedom and being accountable for what you did. And she never, ever, the worst mistake she did was reject. Yes, the son doesn't want to see her. Yes, Barbara. Barbara, the son, I think he blocked her. If I don't know, but if you read the messages, I think he blocked her and maybe she didn't know because it just seems as if she was just messaging herself. She would just send messages like, I love you, 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 I love you. And there was just never a response. So and I try not to read the son's messages too much, but just to leave little man out of it. But some of the stuff that Sarah said to him, I just had to share it with you guys. Like be a man and man up and tell me you don't want to talk to me, and just being so like rude. What happened to Night Night Termite? Night Night Termite. You forgot about Jalen. Jalen, Christina. Love your Thank you, Ryan. Even if her son visits, Sarah will know how he feels. She can't win. Sarah will know. Yes. And she shouldn't even want him to visit. She must have been horrible for him to have to live with. He must have hated it there already. Can you imagine him there alone in the house with her, trying to make him paint and color and do stuff? So lucky that he had George there. Especially, we know from the neighbors and the owner, the manager, that George was the one outside with him playing. Can you imagine Sarah on a bike? Can you imagine Sarah throwing a ball playing? Like, no, George was the one that was playing with him. And I think that little man might feel resentment against her too, or maybe at least hurt at minimum. My 9-year-old self would have been terrified of my mother if she had done that. Yes. And with his bat, I'm pretty sure he knows these details. I'm pretty sure. Isn't Brian's son going to therapy? I hope so. Could be why he's blocked her from his own sanity. Yes, agree. Las Vegas here. Hey, we were just talking about the Las Vegas Strip. Sarah is despicable. Yes, she is. And we're going to look at her grievance today. I'm going to read off what she got in trouble for. But you tell us about what's going on in Vegas with those YouTubers, with that guy, Manny, on Vegas, the pew pew. In my opinion, she's lost all rights to call him her son. Boom, boom. Jason, yes, George was a positive influence on him compared to Sarah. Yes. And he has to feel a way. If we feel passionate about it and we didn't even know George personally, I can imagine how little man feels. It's just a given, just out of humanity. There's a message of Sarah saying, my son is not affected my son is not affected by what I did. Tisk tisk. Tisk tisk, Sarah, tisk tisk. And she probably believes that. She really probably believes that. He was close to George, I believe. I believe so too. I believe so too. Something about seeing the son's room on those body cams, it just made me so sad. And 9 years is so young. Little man was crushed, in my opinion. I agree. I agree. I agree. Even I believe Brian had a mutual respect for George. They might not have been friends, but for him to trust George around his son, knowing that Sarah was belligerent and intoxicated half of the time. For Brian to still trust his son there, he had to have like a mutual respect for George. You know, even the time where she described the keys and the fighting, and she said that Brian was like, you know, like, hey man, you know, she'll be back, just, you know, let her go, you know. Like, I think Brian had a mutual respect for George. Maybe not have liked him because he stole his girlfriend, but he trusted him with his son. I just hope her son is not being bullied over. Do you think that moving, airplane, do you think moving helps, like, people to not know what happened with him, or know that she believes this doesn't affect Brian's son? She really does, and I hope Brian takes his son after the court date and runs for the hills. I bet George played I bet George played bat with little man, the same bat that George and yes, that's detective. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was his toy, like his toy that I'm sure he played with George with. You know, is it true after Owens doxed them, Brian changed their last name and moved them? Florida rumor. Well, they did relocate. And was it Gainesville, or they relocated? And I'm pretty sure it was to get away from the chaos and all of it. I'm pretty sure that was everywhere, and it was embarrassing. You know how kids are, children, you know how kids are. And Sarah was really big on TikTok, and if you have teenagers or young adults in your family, you know that they love TikTok, and Sarah was huge on TikTok. We love her over here on YouTube, but TikTok, even my 17-year-old daughter saw Sarah on TikTok. So I'm pretty sure his friends did too. In my opinion, yes, Brian knew it was Sarah. In my opinion, George treated his son very well, so Brian had respect for George. Me too. I think George was a dad. You know, he wasn't around his children at the time, so you know he was like a dad. I believe that. Sarah, that was her first child, and from what Brian says, that she didn't really bond with him after birth. You know, she really partied and, you know, wanted to catch up on her youth. So I don't know how the bonding with him is. Well, we can see that he doesn't want anything to do with her. I don't. Yes, moving really helped. Yes, I agree. Moving really helped. He might want to change his name because Sarah doesn't want to change her name. If she changed her name before after the marriage, this would be so much different. But the Boone is forever, ever, forever tainted. And detective, you're probably right. I didn't know about Sarah on TikTok. Were they against her? They were making compilations of the interrogation. So TikTok is like a bunch of short form videos. So they were like just compiling her body cam videos, and the interrogation really just, I think, shocked everybody, young, old, wherever you were in the country. I think if you saw that interrogation when she's like, okay, can I read my list now? Can I read my list? Like, he's famous for running into walls, and you know, like, so TikTok chopped it up and it blew up millions of views. I heard when they divorced, she was meant to go back to Paulson. Yes, and she refused. She wanted to hold on to Boone. You have a 17-year-old daughter? No. Yes, you're too young. Oh, you are so sweet. Don't make me blush. Don't make me blush. And George saw that Sarah really didn't care for her. And George saw that Sarah really didn't care for her own son. You know, I think that's a major part why George stuck around for Little Man. You know, why he kept coming back, because he knew that leaving her alone to her own devices. Someone in my comment section said that if it wasn't George, it may have been her son, you know, just in these wild, drunken blackouts. If what she's saying is true, that she blacked out and doesn't remember anything, what if she was upset with her son one night over a chore or homework or school, or, you know, not having enough money for wine? She only had the son to keep money coming in. She never wanted the child. That's so sad to say because she was literally living off of the son and didn't even have him most of the time. I know she's regretting now, looking back. I would hope she's regretting. Yeah, he walked into walls. Yeah, that part right there. He walked into walls and he was notorious for walking into walls. Notorious, notorious. George looked like a really patient person on the stairs and even been arrested. Sarah just kept at him and at him. Yes. Until he would respond, like on the stairs that day when she was kind of like pushing at him, and he finally just just wanted the phone out of his face. And the one interaction that hurt me is when he was getting arrested and he asked the detectives to close the gate for the dogs. He wasn't even worried about going to prison or jail. He was just like, can you make sure the dogs don't get out? Can you close the gate? And the officer said, I'll make sure I do that for you. That right there just let me know that he wasn't as bad as she was saying. Pop Sugar, thank you so much. Yes, and thank you for commenting because I know you said you barely comment, so thank you. I have a 22-year-old and I'm 48. LOL. Remember delivering her after 20-minute labor. We are almost the same. You're almost my twin. I'm 45. In my opinion, George was going to leave her. It was his suitcase. Yes, I agree. We all have that. In the video of her grievance, I'll post the pictures of the suitcase that had his belongings in it, and I believe that he was leaving. The incident with the little man and the suitcase, I think Sarah zipped him in and little man and yes, and she sat there and took the picture. That still puzzles me why that wasn't brought up in the trial or ever. Like, why did they keep that silent? That she had prior knowledge of the exact damage that it would cause, because they told her in the CPS documents that don't do it again because it can cause suffocation, that or unalive. Yes, George stayed for little man. Amen. 100. Firmly, she would have heard him eventually. Even now, no remorse. George was a kind man. Yes, George was. He was very sweet. I'll post some more videos and incorporate George today too as we look at Sarah's grievance. I always like to pay my respect to George and at least say rest in peace to him or something. And I've grown to, this case has just grown on me so much, and I can't wait to see this final family law chapter because Sarah is losing at every turn, and I love it. I love how excited she was, and she thought she was going to walk free, and she didn't. And I love how Judge Kranig decided to give her a closed confinement sentence because he saw how deranged she was. That video in the hall where he was cowering was just jaw-dropping. I think we all realized. Yes. I think the day when, was it Mr. J or Mr. Cacciatore showed that day I was at my desk and I was so silent. Like, initially I was like, why is he showing this? Like, this is maybe going to make George look bad, and then after maybe 20 minutes, it was like the sequence of it. You could see her literally setting him up. Like, you could just see it. It was just like, I was just so quiet. It just spoke for itself. It just spoke for itself. It was like George, how they say, speaking from the grave. Sarah forgiving everyone during her sentencing. You'd think someone would have told her how inappropriate that was. I think Owens tried. I think Owens tried to curtail her because when she started, remember, he stood close and he was like, okay, now we're gonna and he was fixing the microphone. He looked like he was trying to give her the eye, like, okay, Sarah, be good. And she was, okay, I edited this, and she looked at him. I think Owens tried to save her. And that hide and seek text, oh, yes, that was like Christmas time. And then he passed around February. So That was creepy. Hide and seek, I shall. That was so. I bet you when the detectives read that, they were. And you know, Owens, he didn't even read all of the text messages, so he was shocked himself. Forever. True Crime and Body Language with Paul and Helen. Recommend their Spoon and Alice. True Crime and Body Language with Paul and Helen. Okay, I'll figure them out. I used to watch the Behavior Channel, the Behavior Panel, and they did one for Sarah too, but I'll check them out. Judge was being attacked by her flying monkey. Yes, her video was jaw dropping. We all cannot get over this because we all cannot get over anyone actually having this much darkness in their soul. Yes. But she dresses it up as like in niceties, like she dresses it up. Even when she was talking to the cop, she's like, can I have a hug? And she's like, but tell him to suck my like crazy. Forever same. I cried for him. I wanted to throw hands at her. I'm happy that she decided to, well, I'm grateful that she decided to film the incident. That 11 seconds and was it 13 seconds gave us all we needed to know, because with Sarah's persistence, can you imagine if there was no tape? If there was no tape and she got Brian to come over and his maybe fingerprints or footprints were in the house at the same time, and you know, can you imagine just end that interrogation? I'm so happy that it didn't get thrown out because of the Miranda or whatever, because that had me worried. That really had me worried at trial. I thought that had me worried. That's what narcissists do. They're brutal. No reaction regarding the suitcase. The suitcase, her love died. I know. The your computer is dying. Your battery is low. That was on TikTok too. Like that was just okay. If someone shows you your cell phone and you see a video of someone that you love hurt, the first thing you may say is like, "Wait, oh my God, what is that my phone?" Like what you would want to see? Like what happened? What? Like she had zero feeling, like zero. Even afterwards, I don't think she still has feelings. Without the video, oh, I missed that. That's how drunk she was and didn't realize she was recording. She was just a raging blackout alcoholic. I wonder what she said when she said, yeah, real handsome and rah, 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 rah. That part, what was she saying to him when she said, yeah, real handsome and like, what was she saying to him? I know he felt so petrified. Oh yes, I think she would have set Brian up. Forever Wander. I agree. I agree. He was so smart. What did Mr. J said? That Brian said, check please. Check please. I'm out of here. Imagine not remembering recording something like that. I know. And saying that type of stuff. She would have walked free if no video. Without that video, she might have gotten away. So, okay, so you guys agree. Oh no, she was recording him. She was abusing him all of the time. Yes, Addie, she was recording him, abusing him all of the time. So she was probably used to it, had like a whole category of videos in her phone of what she did to him. So it was probably just like normal for her to do something and abuse him and then record it. Wriggle around some. I think she was saying wiggle around some. No. 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 That is, I couldn't imagine hearing that. And do you think that he thought Sarah was that mean to not open it? Or do you think he eventually thought like, okay, she's going to open it. She's going to, you know, like how scared George would have been going down those stairs. No way she would have walked free without the video. There was a lot of evidence of her abuse. The video just made it much easier for the prosecution. it would have been a hard case without the video. What other evidence did they have? They had the video. Well, they had George in the suitcase. Like, he couldn't get in the suitcase on his own. Like, what else? He couldn't get in the suitcase on his own. She's a psych. She's a psycho. Her demented mind thought it would make him look. Can I have my cell phone, please? I need my cell phone. No, I want my phone. She really, I didn't see one video that made George look bad. And I think the prosecution played a lot of it. I didn't see, her attorneys would have played a video that made George look bad. I think they played a tiny clip of when George jumped at her on the stairs and they edited that. That was the only video they had of George, like, even being slightly aggressive or defending himself. Like someone just said, even when he got arrested, he didn't even, what do they call it? Resist arrest. He didn't even resist with the cops. She said she put him in the suitcase that they had. She said she put him in the suitcase. They had that his injuries, yes, they had that his injuries plenty. Oh, because his injuries, the fingers, the hands, and his head. And in the interrogation, when she said, so we have what, the head, the this, the that, the that. I was like, that is so cruel for her to know that she did it and to just be like, okay, so we have the thing on the head and what else? Like, you really hurt this man. Like, he was trying to get out and you were like, that is, yes. So I agree, without the video, that the video just showed how cold-hearted she was. There is nobody like Miss Sarah Catherine Paulson in her abusive ways. He told her stop filming. She batted him. They tried making a big deal about the TV. Yes, yes, Ryan, they did. There you go. Okay, that was the only thing. But even then, he looked winded, out of breath, and like she was forcing him to do it. In my opinion, she looked like she was egging him on and telling him to do it. The same way she was sitting on the couch telling Brian to zip little man up in the suitcase. It was a good day, a very good day. The question card Sarah had during the interview was the questions kind of told on her when she was like, so why do you need the bat? Well, you'll see. That's my son's bat. She knew. She knew. I'm so glad that Sarah was found guilty. And I hope she doesn't get any money from her. We are all hoping that Brian gets to go because there might be reason for him to pay her if she can prove that he said he would watch her stuff. Did he put her stuff in storage? Did he? Because if he put her stuff in storage, then maybe he is responsible. He should have just left her stuff there. Does anybody know that? Did he move her stuff out or did the apartment, did Tillwood move it out? I hope he didn't move it out. I missed that comment. And she had left a small opening in the suitcase. George would have seen a little light coming in and the little opening would not have been of help if his arms couldn't move, right? So he could just see like maybe her coming and going and see the danger coming. Oh my God, what if he can see her coming and approaching from the, what if he saw her on the couch? You guys, what if he could see her on the couch as she was filming him? He was not abusive. His ex-wife said he was not violent at all. He was a nice guy. I think that divorce maybe was for womanizing. Yes, they said Sarah, he was a ladies' man. Oh, the comment went away. Can Brienne send her How to Win a Friend and Influence People minus Staples? Helen! The property managers would have had it removed. Great to see you too. Thank you for hanging out. She was lucky, the vid. She only got second degree. Yes, especially with the hide and seek I shall. And, you know, I'll get him. And the previous knowledge of a suitcase, maybe that's why Judge Cranick just went full throttle on her because he knew that she knew this stuff. He probably helped her, but then the story came out and Brian was like, nope. If there is nothing saying that yes, he did take her things and or he agreed to take her things in writing, then he is not responsible for them. Well, that's should have been first degree in my opinion. Love your channel, Danny. Thank you. Doing hey, Grampy. Yes, and I nails Kim. I agree. We'll have to see because now she's adding her vehicle back to the list. So she's adding her vehicle back to the list of expenses that he would owe her. So, and that's what totaled $18,000. She is saying her storage space is worth $10,000, you guys. And we have seen the pictures of the kitty furniture in her house, like plastic chairs from like Family Dollar and stuff. I haven't seen any heirlooms. Cranick presided over family court for years. Did he? Did he? And the family court lawyer that she has, judge that she has now, I don't think she's going to be able to pull the wool over her eyes. You know, she seems like, I hope she's a level-headed woman. And if she's fair and impartial, I hope that Brian is not responsible for the storage facility. The car, it got towed, but I hope she's not responsible for he's not responsible for that the storage. To be honest, I'm not worried. She won't be getting much of anything from Brian. George even deferred to her wine drink of choice. I think George's drink of choice was beer. Yes, and she initially liked vodka, right? Or they vodka and then switched to wine. I know how much wine was in that bottle. Enough for two people to have a good time. More upset over her 30-year bank account. I had that account for 30 years. I saw a deep dive on him. On who? Boone? Who did you see a deep dive on? On Brian? Boone is at the end of her rope. Yes, yes. Tanika is going, and I hope her and Brian... Oh, good one. If her and Brian talks. Yeah. I like that Tanika is close to the case. We are learning. We wouldn't know a lot of this stuff without her. She did not have $10,000 worth of stuff. Didn't she say that George broke all of her family heirlooms? So there is no family heirlooms, correct? I hope the judge says that too, Kim. See, we follow the case too. We know the case. So that's why we are all on the same page. So we hope that the judge is too. Oh, we hope that the judge is too. I hope that Brian's attorneys, his team, is able to translate that to the court. Actually, Tanika sent me over some family court documents. I'll read into that today too. But today we're going to go over the grievance that Sarah got in trouble in jail. She got into some trouble. If she had an account for 30 years, it was because of Brian keep putting money in it. Yes. Because she never worked. She never had a job. Even now, she's still being taken care of. Like, she's living off of donations and charity and the state. Like, through her life, I don't think she ever learned the responsibility of holding your own, I guess. You know, like a teenager that works. Well, she says that she worked when she was young and she paid the rent. She helped pay for her family. Sarah is the best anti-drinking. I don't even want to drink. I don't like to drink. I don't like to smoke. Just because George did, people think I did. Sarah. 2 cents is amazing. Ching, ching. And now she's going to have 2 sons. The 2 sons. The 2 sons. The judge is experienced and smart. She'll see through. Sarah and Brian's lawyers are awesome, through and through, and snarky. Love them. Yes. Did you see? I love their lingo in the court and their motions. They say stuff like "know that," and they hold her accountable, saying that the respondent put herself in this position. She's there because of her own actions, and my client and minor child, shouldn't have to suffer because of the respondent. It was Cranick that I saw the deep dive on. Really? Really? Interesting. Anything that you learned about him? Anything you can share? The fish soap. The fish soap, Barbara, the fish soap. It reminds me of like maybe those pump soaps from the dollar store, you know? I can't believe she was so serious about that. She was asking her brother Paul, like, Brian doesn't want to get this $9 soap. Could you get it for me? Christina, hey, can you look up on the website and get this soap for me? A fish soap? I don't even think the son would have wanted it. She said she worked, but she inhales oxygen and exhales lies in every breath. Professional and a professional love bomber. Be beautiful. I wondered last night if George and Lana met each other in the afterlife. Whew. And what do you think? Because Lana has some accountability. I know George probably like, you trying to let her walk? Did you see what she did to me? Like, whew, good one. Drunky Bear. If she does get any money, then it all needs to go to Brian or the Torres family. I agree. That would be poetic justice, just poetic justice. Yes, the judge was a DV specialist. Okay, okay. So she could probably see through Sarah's manipulation that she was actually the DVer. To me, she was the DVer. Sarah Boone wanted the fish soap for herself. She, okay, I can believe that too. And she probably wanted it more herself. No, Barbara, really? That's go ceaselessly and endlessly, futuristically nonetheless. Ceaselessly, that is another one. That is, who are you, Helen? Who are you? Beautiful Helen. He had resided over her family court for a year. He teaches up and coming lawyers. That's why they were students on right behind him. Okay, Judge Cranick, she's talking about Judge Cranick. I would be surprised if he uses this trial as a learning experience. He had several students during the trial. I remember seeing the young ladies, the young guys, because I did the bubbles over their heads because I would see their reactions a lot of times. And I think they were amazed too. That was a really good case. That's Sarah's case could be a case study, really. I wish the Torres family would sue her and I know, so they could get extra money that she was given, but they put Sarah behind them after the trial. That is how the mom sounded. Yeah. I don't think, because I think they know that Sarah would put them through so much and still be a part of their lives. So, and then her other son, Farrell, what happened with him, and I'm pretty sure they have that baby to take care of too, and it's just life happens, and who wants to deal with Sarah? SKR has a good breakdown of the interrogation. It is 11 hours. I watched it in chunks. He really gets into the mind of drunk AZZ Sarah. So I told SKR in the comments one time that I feel like he's like the coworker that I love to talk to at the water cooler about everybody at work. And I'm like, he's like the cool coworker that I love listening to him. Even before I had my channel, I would just put him on in the background and fall asleep, like you said, in chunks, and listen to it and go back and listen to it. I love, 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 love listening to his channel. And yes, he had knowledge on narcissists, how to deal with them. That's why he didn't say anything except guilty and then moved on, okay? Because he didn't give a speech. We were all like waiting. Edie, yes, 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 yes. It was priceless, like Kentu Sukaroy. Kentu Sukaroy. Yes, SKR is amazing. Do we know whether family court hearing will be streamed? Oh, I wish. That's why I said I wonder if Sarah knows what Tanika looks like. And yes, Barbara, I love SKR. He is amazing. I can just listen to him. The way he trashes Sarah is like no other. No other. He read over all of her letters sent to lawyers and everyone. Yes, yes, yes. In dramatic form, I love in such a dramatic form. And I think he's been reading the new messages too, and how she's been begging Brian and just, oh, Sarah. SKR is amazing. I mod for him. Oh, hey! She lives for the attention he gives her none. Yes. And SKR usually like Fridays, I kind of look at his channel because I know he drops videos on like a Friday night, and that makes my whole Friday and Saturday because I can watch his video because it's going to be like 3 hours, 4 hours. So I can like watch it for the whole weekend. I love his channel. SKR channels Sarah with sarcasm like you do with stickers. Love you. Yes, I have definitely developed a love for Sarah where I feel like I know her like the back of my hand. Piers Morgans needs to go in and interview Sarah. Tell her lots of people watching and donation, all to George's family. Yes, I think Piers Morgan wouldn't be too nice to Sarah. But she had the opportunity to interview with Anna Garcia and Kellyanne Conway, and she turned that down, like snobbishly too. Like she's like, "Oh no, they can. I'll tell them no." Like she could have maybe changed public perception by talking to somebody like that, but Lana didn't want her to talk to them. The only way to deal with people like her is to be short. The less is better. And he wouldn't be there during her meltdown. Right? True, 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 true. Let's not forget Linda Train, LOL. She's the best. Linda Train. Who's Linda Train? One of Sarah's flying monkeys is always in Tanika's comments saying Sarah is a great mom. I'm sure she sent Sarah a picture of her. You think so? So Sarah might know what Tanika looks like. Tanika's gonna go in there like with her big, beautiful blonde curly hair and her glasses, and she's gonna have her billfold and be ready, and Sarah's maybe not even gonna be able to focus at that point. She may just not even be able to focus. Yes, SKR is doing her begging. Oh my God, I love it. Brian, please answer the phone. But after a while, she just stopped reaching out to Brian, right? She just cut him off and she just moved forward with Lana. Lana was really her, man, I can't believe she just discarded Lana like that. When Lana did, she lived and breathed her. Like, I still wonder how does she feel about not taking the deal and now about Lana. Like, how do you feel about Lana? My sister-in-law was a crackhead version of Sarah. She is now though. Oh, rest in peace, sister. That would be awesome. The train tooting in SKR video. Yes. Oh, Les, Linda, and SKR. Lana was her man. That was funny. Yeah, Lana was like borderline. Initially, I didn't think she had was married or anything. I thought that it was like a scissor sister relationship until time moved on. We moved forward, and I saw she had a husband of her own and a family. Like, how does she have time for that? How does she have time? Like her husband. How does she have time for that? That's why what narcissism. Kidney was never happening. Kidney was never happening. We can all agree on that. Kidney was never happening. Never. We can all agree on that. Kidney was never happening. And I don't want her to get mad at me for saying this, but she straight up offered me her kidney. I don't know too many people that would do that, but Sarah Boone offered me her kidney. That's more to say than anyone I know. Rest in peace, Lana. Rocking the Danny Zuko cut. You talking about Sarah when I put the little helmet on her, that little haircut she had? Really, you are surprised she dumped Lana? She would have put Lana in a suitcase if she could have if she could have her being friends with someone I know Sarah felt so betrayed. She probably felt so betrayed by Lana, like I saw when Lana heard Tanika had actually donated a kidney, and I think that's when she started. Tanika donated a kidney? Oh, her. See, that's probably why Tanika had a soft spot for her. So we can't, yeah, that's, mm. Yes, Lana, someone who would actually give up their organ to save a life, not for a prison sentence. What was Lana's motivation to help Sarah Boone? I never understood it. We're thinking like boredom or like how those ladies like in back in the day or people like Scott Peterson or Charles Manson, you know how people like are obsessed with those type of KILLERs. Maybe Lana was that type of person, you know. Sarah knew the kidney wasn't happening. She was full of it. When Lana was saying that in court, oh, she offered to donate my kidney. Sarah was sitting there like this. Like she wanted Lana to just hurry up and go. Like she was like ready for Lana to hurry up and go. Does anyone think she feels embarrassed? Lana, if you're talking about Lana, I think when she got exposed, she probably felt embarrassed. There are so many people that write these. Even Lori has a fan club. Right, right. So, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Lana was the captain of the fan club for Sarah. She lived and breathed her. She was the go-between. She's the reason that Sarah didn't interview with Crime Watch Daily. She said, I don't like them. And Sarah said, okay, I trust you with every fiber of my being. Pamela, Scissor Sisters. In my opinion, Sarah wrote that speech for. Did you catch the episode where I did the side by side of what Lana said and what George said about the pets and everything? Like it was very, very, very similar. Tanika and her sister are both healthy since she gave her sister the kidney. Yay! I know that. And that is so cool. Wow. And because Tanika's really like educated about the whole dialysis thing and the kidney transplant. She's like really educated about that. So maybe that's what attracted Lana to her. Maybe Lana, you know, maybe that's what attracted Lana to her. At her pathetic own behavior. Lori Daybell, Sarah Boone, Ruby Frank. Oh, I heard Ruby and Jody have like a CULT. They still run their whole mom organization from behind the bars. Sarah did the whole case. Everything James did, Sarah did the whole case. Everything James did, Sarah wanted. Yes. And they were even doing like the research for James too. That James let them do the work. He let Lana. Lana was investigating and reading stuff, and she would just. That's how he missed those text messages. The hide and seek, I shall. Yes, I did. Agreeing with you. That's what convinced me that Sarah did right. Who else would straight pick up an injured animal out of the street? This is Lana. Out of the street and nurse it. Oh, Sarah Boone loves injured animals. And then here's George, you know, like, oh, my girlfriend, she loves animals. You know, she has a deaf dog and a blind dog. Boston Terrier. Grandma phone. Grandma phone. Is that my phone? Made James look very foolish before the court. Yes. Whoa, we've been on the phone for an hour, you guys. My phone is about to die. I love you guys. I'm going to work on our grievance video and see you guys soon. I'm so happy you guys